Hi, I'm Dr. Boz, and today I'm back talking about one of my favorite subjects in relation to the ketogenic diet, and that is metabolism. I label this metabolism math because we're going to go through your metabolism and show you why you can't exercise your way out of a bad diet. I'm an internal medicine physician, and I've spent years coaching patients on how to be healthier. And one of the equations I've told them forever is the first law of thermodynamics, which is the way you lose weight is to know how many calories you put in and take less of those in than you take out of your body through exercise, and that's how you lose weight. Said another way, fat gained or lost is equal to calories in minus calories out. Easy enough, right? That is that if you take in 1,000 calories today, you better burn them off through exercise and other activities, or you're going to gain weight. And I have told patients that for 2 decades. That was what I was taught in medical school, and beyond that, it seemed like a logical and common sense answer as well, that if you wanted to lose weight, just eat less than you were taking in or exercise more. I'm here to show you that's not how it works. That is a wrong formula. They're missing a major part of your metabolism and the way your body works. We're going to break it down for you in some simple, maybe not so simple math, and go through step by step why this equation isn't right. So we're going to take the equation. The fat that you gain or lose is equal to the calories you take in minus the calories that you burn, or the calories that come out. This is a math equation, and we're going to break down all 3 of these parts. Let's begin with the fat you gain or lose. This is absolutely measurable. It is very easy for me as a physician to measure the weight in fat on a patient today and have them come back in 6 or 12 weeks and then remeasure the weight in fat that they have then. Subtract the 2, and we can tell you the difference between the fat you have today and the fat that you've lost. Is it more or is it less? The best, most accurate way to do this is a machine called a DEXA scan. A DEXA scan, which stands for a dual energy X-ray absorptometry, is a machine that allows me to look at 3 specific tissues in any of my patients. I'll be able to look at their bone density, their fat mass, and their lean body mass. And it is incredibly accurate. We can do a great job of measuring that. The next part of that equation is the calories that go in. Calories in are measured through units of energy found in our food and our drink, and we can absolutely, with 100% accuracy, measure how many calories that you take in the next 24 hours. So, like any algebra or math equation, if we have 3 parts of our math equation and we know the answers to 2 of them, let's just do the math for the 3rd one. That should be simple enough. So if the calories you take in are subtracted from the fat you've gained or lost in the last month, we should be able to calculate the calories that you burned. If this equation is in fact true, this should be a math equation that we can solve. But it doesn't work that way. For any mammal, but we're going to specifically think about humans, for any mammal, there's 5 parts to the calories that come out of our bodies in one day. And we're going to start by breaking down each of these in its 5 components. So these 5 components add up to your total energy that you expend in one day. And those 5 components have fancy letters and some things we're going to break down, but let me put it in plain English. Those 5 parts include your metabolism, the energy it takes to break down food, the activities you do typically in a day that don't include exercise, your repair from exercise, and then 5th is your exercise. So that energy expenditure is 5 parts. Let's go through them. The first one that we're going to focus on is called, in short term, your metabolism, but if you want to get sciencey, we call it your BMR, or your basic metabolic rate. And it is incredibly flexible and dynamic number that changes day to day. In fact, I might say it changes minute to minute. I'm going to read to you the slides that show you the long list of how you can manipulate and change a metabolism. Some of these you can change and some of these you can't. You've got your genetics. You can't change that. The second thing on the list is gender. Men have a higher metabolism than women by nature. Third is age The young have a higher metabolism than as you age. That metabolism decreases day by day and year by year. Your weight, more muscle in your mass and your metabolism is higher. Less muscle, less metabolism. Tall people have a higher metabolism than short people. The diet that you eat actually changes your metabolism. If you underfeed the body and don't take in enough calories to support the system, your body sends a signal throughout the system saying, shut down, use less energy, really dial down your metabolism. The opposite, if you pulse eat, which means to eat one meal in 24 hours or one meal every 36 hours, your metabolism actually boosts. Body temperature, if you run a fever, that's a higher metabolism. External body temperature, if you spend time hanging out in the cold, your metabolism gets higher. Take a cold shower, and that too will stimulate your metabolism. Organ function increases metabolism. Making new proteins, like what you need to do to replace cells in your liver or other organs, that stimulates your metabolism. Break a bone, increases your metabolism. How about make some new muscles? That takes metabolism too. Your lymph system will increase your metabolism when it replaces antibodies or if it fights off infections as they try to invade your body. All of that takes more energy. Diseases, such as fighting off infection or having an autoimmune problem, those take more energy. Brain cognition. How much did you think today? Did you know that changes your metabolism too? Your heart can change your metabolism in two ways. How many beats vibrated throughout your chest as your heart pumped every minute? That predicts metabolism. And also, how hard did your heart squeeze every time it was beating? That changes your metabolism too. If your liver has to work hard to detoxify your blood or make energy from storing or adding and replacing energy such as glycogen, both of those things within your liver change your metabolism. Your kidney also has to clean your body and make urine. That increases metabolism. Pancreas, as you produce enzymes to break down the food that you eat, that increases your metabolism too. Breathing, did you know that changes metabolism too? If you have asthma or you're suffering from COPD or emphysema, the amount of energy it takes for them to breathe totally changes their metabolism. Bowel excretion, as gross as that sounds, the slime that you need to move your bowels along, that takes energy too. Fat production, storing extra calories that you didn't use actually boosts your metabolism. I don't promote that for a weight loss plan. Finally, there's cancer. If you have cancer growing in your system, it increases and demands more energy every day that it grows. The reason I took the time to go through all of those one by one is because it is so important. That list escapes the minds of most of my patients. They forget that all of those things are part of the equation to their metabolism. And this is just the first of the 5 parts in your metabolism equation. That's your metabolism, a long, long laundry list of the things that burn energy. Let's move on to the second of those 5 parts, your TEF, or your thermic effect of food. In other words, the effect of the types of food that you eat change your metabolism. Did you know that it takes the least amount of energy to eat mostly fat? You want to see the hardest your body works at digesting food and eat a high protein diet. Those proteins do take a lot of energy. Add in a bunch of fiber and that wins the ticket for the most energy consumption used to burn calories. You've seen many diets base their whole equation on if you eat a lot of fiber, it increases your metabolism. And I will tell you, that's a horrible way to lose weight. That list of the metabolism that we talked about a minute ago, much easier for us to manipulate some of those parts of the equation than try to get your bowel to deal with enough fiber that you burn more calories than you eat. All right, we have our BMR and our TEF done. Let's move on to NEAT, N-E-A-T. This stands for the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. What does that mean? That stands for the activity that's not included in your exercise. So how was your day today? What kind of activities did you have? Did you stay sitting at your desk for 5 or 6 hours while you were typing away at the computer? Or did you get up every hour and just walk around? Did you go grocery shopping? Did you happen to walk up those flight of steps instead of using the elevator? Those activities that you spent throughout the day, that's what makes up NEAT, or your non-exercise exercise activity thermogenesis. Next on the list, we have EPOC, or energy post-oxygen consumption, or afterburn. Afterburn is the activity that your body uses to repair after exercise. So exercise is the fifth part of this equation, and it's the one usually my patients know about. That's a pretty obvious one. Unfortunately, it's been oversold as the only way that you can lose weight, that you have to exercise out of the calories you consume. This exercise is important for lots of health reasons, but it is not the way you lose weight. Let's go back to that afterburn. Let's take, for example, what happens when you go for a stroll as your exercise. The amount of energy it took your body to repair from that stroll is much less than the energy you would need if you did weightlifting or resistance training. The other part that's included in the EPOC is how much of your liver did you empty during your exercise. Your liver stores glycogen, which is this quick source of energy used during exercise. When you strolled for a mile, how much of that energy was emptied out of your liver? If it wasn't much, your body doesn't have a lot of need to fill that sugar back up into the liver and prepare for the next time that your system needs a rapid glucose. Let's take this experiment. You walk into the office tomorrow and your boss has announced a push-up challenge. This push-up challenge is whoever can do a push-up every day, adding one push-up per day, the longest, gets a bonus. So you show up and say, I'm going to do this. Tomorrow you get to work and you do your one push-up. Off you go for the rest of the day. The next day, you do 2 push-ups. By the end of the second week, 14 push-ups in a day, and your arms start to feel the pain of pushing your weight off of the floor 14 times, and it sends a message to recruit other muscle cells to do that. By the time you get to the 30th day, where you do 30 push-ups in a row, the amount of repair your body does in that push-up challenge is far greater than what you did that first day. This is EPOC. Not only did your body need to repair from the muscles that were torn during those 30 push-ups, you had a lot more glucose to fill in the liver. That is EPOC. All right, we've done it. You've got the 5 parts of your total energy expended in one day. That was your metabolism, followed by the types of food that you eat and the daily activity, not including exercise, followed by your afterburn, and of course, the ever so popular exercise. Add those all up, and those are the calories out. Those 5 components of your total energy expenditure change dramatically throughout the day and throughout the weeks. This is a flexible and dynamic number. Eat 700 calories when your body is asking for 1,200, and you'll be turning down the metabolism. Instead, pulse dose and eat 800 calories, and your body will burn more metabolism day after day. Get cancer, and your metabolism goes up. Get an infection, and your metabolism goes up. Take up swimming, especially if the water's cool, reducing your body temperature. Boom, you'll see that metabolism rise as well. All of these are ways that you can manipulate your metabolism. It is not as easy as whatever calories you take in, you must exercise off. Indeed, exercise is less than 5% of this equation. Surviving means adapting, and that is what this message really is about. We survive these changes in our world because we keep up, our bodies adapt. You exercise more, guess what? It's been shown over and over again that you'll eat more. You reduce the calories you take in, and your body has less and less energy to do the things you want to do. You may not notice that on the outside. You say, hey, I get up, I go to work, I still pay attention at my work. But what's happening on the inside is your immune system got slower, your body repaired less, your bones mended slower. All of the parts of your body that depended on metabolism paid the price by underfueling your body. If you want your energy to rise, change your fuel. Look at these drawings representing the amount of energy you get out when you fuel your body with a carbohydrate versus fat. This is simplified, but the truth is, when you use carbohydrates as fuel, you get about 2 units of energy for one of those carbs. When you use fat as your source of fuel, bam, out comes 32 units of energy. The comparison is not subtle when you practice this week in and week out. By the third week of a ketogenic diet, one of the most favorite things I hear from patients is how much better their brain works and how rejuvenated their energy is from the beginning of the day to the end. This isn't just in their activities. I can see it in the way their labs show up, in the way they repair from infections, and the way they ward off infections. If you want to learn more about this, check out my book any way you can, or keep tuning in for these videos. Thanks again, and good luck with your metabolism math.